Don't get your feelings hurt. Read this.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to Payment's Void. This is a new episode of Short Film Roundup.
Short Film Roundup.
The place where three cursed filmmakers... What do we do?
Review, user submit.
No! We do not review, because that's what critics do.
We dissect.
Critics are douchebags.
We dissect,
Good point.
analyze, and learn from user-submitted short films.
See, that's much more valuable than reviewing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Reviewing sucks.
But you know what we do with those? We share this information with our fellow film alchemists.
Are you a film alchemist?
Oh, yeah.
If you are, you shouldn't be watching this on YouTube. You should join us in our Facebook group, Film Alchemists, where we dive deep into the philosophy of making films.
And you can find that link in the description.
Check it out. Come join us.
Join the conversation.
us.
Yes.
So, what are we doing today?
Today we will be talking about a film called Choosing Sides.
Yeah?
Which was by...
Directed by Lee Loechler.
Directed, shot, and edited.
By Lee
pretty
Loechler.
And this...
Submitted by Timothy J. Cox.
You could have seen this film earlier if you were in our Facebook group, because we post, the upcoming films we're covering
Post
on the
ahead of
show
time.
there,
Yeah,
so you can go get
if you
ahead
were
of the
there.
game.
Do you have FOMO now? Do you have FOMO?
Yeah, have you feared of missing out yet?
Yeah. Join the group.
And then
Never miss another show.
There's also a link down in the description on YouTube anyway. So
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, watch it now.
Yeah, go watch it.
Because we're going to talk about it, and if you haven't seen it, you'd just be wasting your time, really.
Before we go into today's show, we have one more annoying announcement, and that's
Are you serious?
If you want to submit your film to us, you can do so. Link in the description. There's a form. Fill it out. Give it to us, and we'll tear it apart.
I would love nothing more than to take apart your movie. I want to look inside of it.
That's what we're about to do with this one.
I want to look deep inside of your movie and
Yep.
see what makes it tick.
Yep.
Send us your movie.
Yep.
Now, Choosing Sides by Lee Loechler.
Directed by, yes.
Submitted by Timothy J. Cox.
Um,
Starring Timothy J. Cox.
Starring Timothy J. Cox.
Go, D.
Go D?
Yeah, do you do
Oh,
it?
geez, D.
Take us in.
Okay. This film did a terrific job of everything it set out to be, I think.
It's a good movie.
Yeah, it was a good, clear setup of all these characters. Our objective, which was having an argument, having an end to an argument, and then the payoff, which was that the parents are actually horrible people. And it's just great.
Yeah.
It's just a great little film.
Yeah. Yep. Well acted, top to bottom. If I had to say that the first lesson that comes to mind for me is that this is a film that is well cast and well rehearsed.
Yeah.
And that,
Yeah.
especially if your film is going to rely heavily on banter and dialogue, witty banter,
Yeah.
you need to, cast that movie correctly. You need to work with professionals. And two, this is definitely rehearsed, and rehearsal makes all the difference in these types of dialogue where it just is rapid fire flowing in a very natural way, as opposed to many scenes we've seen where clearly one actor is waiting for the other actor to finish their line so they can say their line.
Right.
This really hit like a conversation back
Yeah.
and forth with a mounting momentum.
Yeah.
It worked really well, and the filmmaker can chime in later and correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe I'm seeing the results of some rehearsal here.
I'd say that's very, very, very good directing.
Yeah.
Very good directing.
I even liked that there were, that was cool that there were shots in here where there'd be, one of the characters are talking, and when we go to a reaction shot or see someone else listening, it's not like we're going there just to look at their face, but like their cutting to that reaction shot had a purpose.
What?
Yeah, it served a purpose. For example, the one when Tim and his wife are going back and forth, and we cut to the son, and his eyes are darting back and forth as they exchange conversations right here.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Which one is also perfectly timed.
Right.
And which is already like I saw that shot and I was like, man, that must have been pretty challenging.
Yeah.
To just get the timing of that just perfect, which is again rehearsal, you know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they could have been just done in post.
Yeah, that's true. Just sync it up later.
Right.
But you know, like if you're gonna cut away to a reaction shot, you know, have it be for a good reason. Have it
Yeah.
be comedy. Have the character's face have an expression that tells us something. They're
Exactly.
reacting to what is being said right here. You know.
Exactly. This has so much intent in it. You know, this
Yeah.
has so much purpose. Everything has a reason for, you know, for being there. We talk about what's the term? Is it mise en scene? The setting.
Yep.
We talk about setting a lot in films, and I think it's because a lot of the short films that are submitted to us are beginner films, and they typically shoot with what they have. And so when someone goes out of their way to shoot something that actually belongs in the movie, actually belongs in the story, then we're like, oh, wow, hey, check that out. It didn't even occur to me that this was shot in a certain location for a certain feel. Like it just made sense.
Yeah.
Completely.
Yeah.
I just want to, you know, say that the decision to eat what they're eating, to dress the way they are, to light the way they did,
Yup.
is all just on point. It's all purposeful. It's all done for a reason, and I love that.
I love that kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was quite
He
good.
did a fantastic job.
And didn't have that many lines.
Yeah.
You know,
And
this
yet
is
he
something.
still like owned the role.
This is something you can do with kids. Kids don't. You generally don't have very good acting kids,
Yeah, less is more is
Yeah.
generally the rule.
and this worked out perfectly.
We're about
in
to
that
do a
regard.
film with kids in it, and I'm terrified.
I have a little nitpick that
Pick that nit.
I brought up.
Pick it.
That I already know D disagrees with me a
Just
little bit.
pick it.
I disagree with what.
Attack.
At the end, when the kid says,
Oh,
I'm feeling spiritual and shit. Like, I love that line. I think
Yeah.
that's awesome. But I think that should have been his only curse word. Because to me, whenever I see a kid swear in a piece of media, it's always for a comedic, like kind of a comedic
comedic
thing. Because it's like,
effect, yeah.
oh, kids
Yeah,
don't really
or
swear
shock
like
effect.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so by doing it earlier in the film, it kind of took away from what I thought was a better line at the end.
I would agree. The only reason why I would maybe mildly disagree is because I think setting them up as a kid that does curse feels less like a gut punch of haha, get it? It's a joke. It's a kid who's cursing, haha.
Yeah, and the parents openly swear
Yeah, that's
around
true.
him and to him.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny because like they're all hung up on religion and they're acting like the least religious people
Yeah.
possible.
They're
Yeah.
like insane.
I love that.
They're completely insane.
I want to talk about character, just characters in general.
Yup.
These two people are completely unlikable people.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I love that. Even the kid is not really that. Like, he's neutral.
Yeah.
He doesn't really give off any vibe that's good, other than not being bad. And I love the idea that you have, you know, people who are at the heart just bad people, in your film displaying parental icons. I think there's some people that have filmmakers that have too close of a relationship to parents or something like that to show them in a bad light like this. And I think it's great for this film, and I'm glad that they did it. It made the joke funny.
Yeah, it did. It completely made the whole joke in the first place.
Right. Right.
I like that the boys' rebellion united them.
Yeah. And how his rebellion
It was
is the
like-
peaceful
Yeah.
emotion.
Yeah, he chooses the peaceful path, and then it outrages both of them and unifies them.
Yeah. They're
Yeah.
like, well, do you want to get drunk?
That's really well written, by the way.
It's
like,
very well written. It's
so
a good
many
script.
There's so many people that I've seen that connect on like a negative part. You know, both of us like we don't like the same things, but we hate all the same things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that in here. It feels real. It's funny. It's one of I had just watched a video the other day about dialogue choice in film and how people always need to have realistic dialogue. And the video was talking about how you don't need to have realistic dialogue all the time.
That's
you know,
true. This wasn't realistic
it wasn't.
dialogue.
It has to be believable. It has
Yeah.
to be. You have to just go along with it, and I don't know what the quality of it is exactly that does that, but nothing of this felt like it was out of character. You know, it all felt like this, like they were saying the things that they were.
That would be true to them. Yeah.
Right. True to them and their character.
I like this movie.
That's a good lesson.
I like this movie.
Good lesson.
That's not a review.
It's not a review.
No.
In my opinion, I I would give this movie
Objective.
4 stars.
There we go.
That's
We
that-
See it.
Yes.
That's
Two thumbs up.
Oh, tour de force.
86%
So what kind of pizza is this?
on Rotten Tomatoes.
Questions. It's the question
that's
time.
it?
Question time. This
Yeah.
is the portion of the show where we ask direct questions to the filmmaker. If you guys have questions or any other thoughts, insights that we missed on, please comment, and we will have a fun discussion afterwards with the filmmaker.
On Facebook.
Yes,
Don't do it
Facebook's
on
the
YouTube.
place.
Yeah.
Filmalchemists.
Yes. So I'll start off with the questions.
Please do.
Yes. Why did you make the film? No, that's not my question.
Answer that, though. It's a good one.
It's a good question.
You can answer that.
I want to know how long this took you to make. I actually want to ask you a question about the repetition. Like how much did you
Rehearse.
rehearse?
Previs.
There we go. Yeah. How much did you rehearse back and forth to get the proper amount of rhythm going? Also, I want to know if there was a struggle with the lines going on here, the 180s, because I noticed that you set out 2 specific lines, one between them two and one between the kid and the parents. And I wonder why you did that. Why you're on his right shoulder here and then left shoulder next one.
It usually worked. It wasn't terribly disorienting,
but it
maybe
was
just the first time.
Yeah, so I just want to know if it was like a challenge, like on set, or just what the thought process was. That's really all I'm looking for. Kenny.
Oh, I got questions. One, does the story come from any personal real life experience type things? What religion are you? That's very important.
Whoa.
Not really. That's not. You don't have to answer that.
It's very personal.
What's your sexual orientation?
Right.
Who'd you vote for?
Oh man.
No. Tell us a bit about your casting process. You ended up with 3 great performances, and we have seen many short films that were good ideas tanked by pretty poor actors. And we have always been big proponents of that. There's no shortage of good actors in this world. And if you put out the effort, you can have a well-cast movie.
Yeah. Well casted.
Yeah, you did that. And so how did you go about casting it? How did you find these 3? And yeah.
It doesn't have a SAG logo. That's interesting.
This was before Tim was in SAG.
Pre-SAG.
Or Tim did a non-SAG movie.
Oh, this was 5 years ago.
Oh my gosh. Don't tell SAG.
Don't tell SAG.
Don't tell SAG.
Taylor, what you got?
Do you typically fill the duties of director, cinematographer, and editor on your films? Or was this just a case where you were short on crew and just wanted to do it all yourself?
What he's asking is, are you a control freak, like Taylor is?
Yes.
No, in the film world, we call it auteur.
Oh, right.
Yes.
Like me. Not
No,
a control
more
freak
like
Taylor.
Taylor.
I'm an
On
auteur.
our
You're
last,
a control freak.
On our last movie, we were like, excuse me, Taylor, we just have a suggestion, just a little idea, and he's like, I'm the director.
It was crazy.
And
Yeah.
he picked up our lights.
Yeah, he
and just
hulked out.
smashed
It was
them.
crazy.
Yeah. And I
Nuts.
So his
kicked out the
question
sound
was,
guy.
So his question is,
Did
are
that
you
happen?
like that?
are you that way? Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. This movie was funny. Like, we laughed.
Yeah.
We all laughed while watching it, which really says something. Many movies try very hard to be funny, and we do not laugh at all.
Why it had something we like to call
Genuity?
genuity.
Genuitous?
Ingenuity.
No,
Ingenuity?
Yeah.
genuity.
Ingenuity.
Don't be
Yes.
racist.
It was ingenuity.
It was ingenious how much genuineness
Hey,
it had.
This is leading up to a question. Do you mind? I have the microphone. Oh, wait, there's 3 microphones.
There's 3 microphones. Yeah.
Hey, so this was funny. And I believe actually pulling off a comedy that works takes a certain skill set. I think you got to have the right chops to make a comedy that works. So, is comedy your thing?
Good question.
Is that your genre of choice? Are you a comedy making guy?
Good question.
And if so, what do you think is the secret sauce to a great comedy?
Dude, and send us more.
Yep.
This one was 5 years old. I'm sure you have more. Send us more.
Please.
We're so desperate. We need more.
We need better movies. Boy, wow. Wowie zowie. Are we done?
Why you guys look at me?
We usually, because of your overlord status. Hello? Hello? What's going on? There's appeared to have been a shift into gravity of the void. Oh, we go. Wow. Let's do that one more time. Ready?
Bye,
Go.
bye guys. Bye.
Oh.
Bye guys.